The Ghosts and Goblins franchise has been upgraded and translated across multiple platforms, from its NES release in 1986 to its loosely based representation in Maximo for the PlayStation 2. As Capcom continues to revitalize its classics, it seems fitting for the Knight Arthur's never-ending quest to continue on the PlayStation Portable. While the side-scrolling Monster Marathon has never looked better, it can still feel like deliberate platforming torture. Ultimate G&G preserves the vintage side-scrolling camera angle of the previous franchise releases, but has revamped the detail in the backgrounds and level transitions to add a three-dimensional perspective. The end result is a Ghosts and Goblins unlike anything you've seen before. The backgrounds have incredible depth, and the effects have a bright, colorful flair. There are 3 levels of difficulty offering different gameplay modes that go beyond just adding more demons. In Novice, you start out with more lives, more levels of armor, and you respawn close to where you last died. You also get more than 1 hit before you pop out into your skivvies, unlike the 2 hits and you're dead mantra from the old days. Ultimate mode is a different story. You have a 2-hit health meter, you start back at the beginning of the level when you die, and the enemies are more aggressive. Why you would want to play Ultimate mode, ever, is a mystery, but to each his own. In each level, you come across key-like items called warp staffs, which teleport you to the beginning of that area if you have enough magic. These prove useful because you'll often encounter areas you can't access because you don't have a particular item. With a warp staff, you can travel backwards once you've obtained that item to get secret goodies. There are 6 main Ascensions of Horror to play through, with bosses to beat at the end of each, and on the Novice setting, it's fairly quick and simple to do. However, as it is in the world of G&G, the end is never the end. Just as you think you've saved the day, you find out that you failed to obtain enough light rings to pass through the gates, and are teleported back to the first level to resume your search. The second run opens up new places you were unable to reach during the first pass, but now can because of flying shields. This recursive structuring of the game's objectives creates new surprises, but it still forces you to play the same game twice. This unstimulating, repetitive run-through might result in some not wanting to finish the game at all. As in all Ghost and Goblin adventures, your control over the boxer-wielding Knight Arthur is unnecessarily restrictive. It feels like the game has a reckless bloodlust that isn't fulfilled until you get knocked backward off a platform into a dark abyss or a pool of molten lava, or fly straight into harm's way because you can't change your direction after your second mid-air hop. But for those that love a challenge, Ultimate Ghosts and Goblins delivers. The chaotic levels and inventive boss fights are extremely unpredictable, and you now have new life-saving abilities when you need to defend yourself. You can cling to ledges, block with a shield, dash forward to avoid an attack, or unleash a number of magical spells to zap nearby threats. So anyone that's stuck with the series since '86 will experience lots of "I couldn't do that before" moments, but plenty of cheap shots are still waiting for you around the next corner. With the Novice mode too quick to really get into and barely rewarding enough to play through again, and the Ultimate mode masochistically difficult, there's not the replay value here that you'd hope for. But fans of the franchise that have grown accustomed to the challenging gameplay will enjoy the addition of shields and magic spells. Some games can be fun to play twice, but it's frustrating that it's the only way to finish Ultimate Ghosts and Goblins. Fans of the franchise should definitely cough up the cash though, as it incorporates some new elements without straying from the foundation of the series.